Hi everyone, my name is Allison, and this is the presentation for the Tri-Agency Canadian Graduate Scholarship for the Master's level. This presentation was recorded in August of 2022 by the Brock University Faculty of Graduate Studies. In this presentation, you will learn about the program overview, the eligibility criteria, and application overview. Before beginning your application, we strongly encourage that you review the application instructions on the Tri-Agency website. I'll start with the program overview. So the Tri-Agency is comprised of 3 different agencies: CIHR, which stands for the Canadian Institute of Health Research, NSERC, which stands for the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council of Canada, and NSHRC, the Social Science and Humanities Research Council of Canada. These 3 agencies have come together to redesign the CGS Master's application. The award value is $17,500 per year. It's a single application, it's easy to complete, and it requires applicants to complete a short version of the Canadian Commons CV. For any student applying for the CGS-M, regardless of your agency that you're applying through, you apply through the research portal by December 1st. This date cannot be adjusted. We don't know the allocation for this year yet, and I'll update the video once we do, and it will also be on our website. But last year, we had 14 SHRC awards, 5 NSERC awards, and 1 CIHR awards. This allocation term means that this is the number of awards that we are allowed to award our students. For some of our awards, you'll hear the term quota, and that's how many applications we're allowed to put forward to an external committee. So this allocation is actually awards that we will be able to distribute. In March, you must be registered or have applied for admission to an eligible program of study, and any announcements come in April through the research portal. So moving on to the eligibility criteria, applicants must be Canadian citizen or a permanent resident of Canada. Students must have a first-class average of 80% or higher in your last 2 years of full-time study. Students must be enrolled or intend to apply for full-time admission to graduate program at the master's level and have completed between 0 and 12 months of full-time study in graduate program as of December 31st. You can apply as a part-time student. However, when you begin the award, you must change to full-time status. More of the eligibility criteria is that you cannot have held a CGS-M in previous master's degrees. Applicants can select a maximum of 3 universities in which your application will be considered. Please note, one of your 3 universities does not have to be Brock University. You must be enrolled in or intend to apply to a graduate program with a research stream. Course-based students are not typically eligible to apply. You can refer to the website for clarification regarding your research area. If you are unsure which agency you should apply for, you may send a 1-page brief summary of your proposal to the Tri-Agency. They will assist in determining the appropriate agents for you. The evaluation criteria is used to assess your application by both our internal adjudicators as well as the adjudication committee at the Tri-Agency. Your application will be assessed on academic excellence, research potential, and your personal characteristics and interpersonal skills. This is the website for the instructions for the application and on how to complete the Canadian Commons CV. The website is available for the application, and it also has the instructions for the Canadian Common CV. We recommend that you print out the instructions before you begin, and this can help when filling out your application so you're not flipping between websites or screens. Alternately, if you have access to a second screen, that would also be helpful for you. When beginning your application, you will need to create a login and password. Remember this information because you will need this to review the competition results, which will be posted in April. To create an application, simply click the arrow to expand the selection under Create an Application, choose the appropriate application, and click Create on the right-hand side. Once the application has started, you're able to access it at any time. Remember, however, to save your work often. Once you have submitted your application, you cannot edit your application. After the submission, you can only change your contact information, and this is how the tri-agency will communicate with you. If possible, please use a university email address. The legend provides status options of your application along with descriptions of each. Once you have submitted your application, your status will change to Received by the administrator, which in this case is the Faculty of Graduate Studies. At the time of competition of results, it may indicate Offered or Alternate. If your application is indicated by Alternate, this means that you have been offered an award, but because of the allocation cutoff, we're unable to offer it at that time. Should someone decline the award, you may receive an offer of an award at a later date. There are a series of modules that are required to complete the application. Until they are complete, they will appear as triangles. Once complete, they show as green check marks. Every 20 minutes, the system will time out, so make sure to save often. Your identification page is simply information about yourself, your field of research, and your studies that you have completed at the time of applying. Be sure to select the appropriate funding agency, be it SSHRC, NSERC, or CIHR. The next page is the summary of proposal, and this is a brief summary or outline of your proposal in the event that your application is successful. This will be used by the agency to publicize your research on their website. You should not copy your proposed research page. Again, this is designed to be just a brief summary. Each applicant will be asked a series of activity details. For example, does the application propose research involving Aboriginal people? Are biological, such as sex or gender considerations, taken into account in this proposal? Does the research involve human participation? Please know that this information is used for statistical purposes only, and this has no bearing on the decision of the tri-agency adjudicators. There are strict instructions when it comes to your attachment. Please be sure that you have read and followed each attachment or each requirement, or your application may be deemed ineligible. Text must be single-spaced with no more than 6 inches or 6 lines per inch. Include your name in the page header on every page. The maximum number of pages is indicated in the section of the application. Pages in excess of the number permitted will be removed. And all attachments must be in PDF before they can be attached to the electronic application. If you don't have a PDF program, there are online programs such as Small PDF, which are free and will allow you to convert a few files each day. To upload your attachments, such as your research proposal, Simply click on the document type and click Attach. Once the document has been attached, the status will change from a yellow triangle to the green check mark. The outline of your proposed research and your bibliography is a maximum of 1 page. In your proposed research, you need to provide a detailed description of the research you intend to produce while you hold the award. You want to explain the significance of your project, but also make your proposal clear for those who will be reading it. State your objectives, hypotheses, and methodologies for your project. You want to provide background information and state the significance of your work. Be as specific as possible, as you have limited space to communicate your proposed work. If you have not yet decided on your specific project, you must still submit a proposed research project that is of interest to you. While you hold the award, you may change your research at any time, as long as it is within the parameters of the granting agency. Only one proposal may be submitted, and you want to write the proposal yourself and do not submit a snippet from your supervisor's grant proposal. It's okay and a good idea to seek guidance and feedback from your supervisor, but the research idea must be your own. Again, be clear and concise. Convey your ideas to the reader so that they're excited for the work that you plan to do. Each application has 2 reviewers on our internal adjudication committee. The first reviewer is someone who is the most knowledgeable for reviewing the content of your proposal. For the second reviewer, we ask that they read the proposal for clarity and your ability to communicate the subject matter. At the national level, your application will be reviewed by a selection committee whose expertise covers a broad range of areas in your field. So you want to make sure that your proposal is understood by a general audience. There are also strict guidelines with respect to your transcripts. You want to be sure to include all post-secondary transcripts along with 1 copy of the legend for each. They must be official transcripts issued by the registrar's office, and they cannot be web-based. Transcripts must be uploaded as 1 PDF file. And if you're currently enrolled in a program at the time of your application, you must submit a current transcript to show your current registration in that program. If you have an international transcript, contact the Faculty of Graduate Studies, and we can provide you a copy from your student file. Again, if uploaded correctly, the triangle will change from a green, or will change to a green check mark. If it's not uploaded properly, the application may be deemed ineligible. It's a good idea to keep your transcripts, as you may be asked to provide the original and official transcripts should you be put forth for an award. Moving on to the Canadian Commons CV. Please use the link for the instructions. Not only does it provide instructions to the CCV, there are screenshots to assist you as well. The CGS-M application will only allow the Canadian Commons CV master's template to be uploaded. Other templates of the CCV cannot be attached to the CGS-M application, and you will receive an error message if you try to upload them. When you click Submit, the system will create both a PDF and an XML version of your CGS-M CCV. A confirmation number will be automatically provided on the screen. Every time that you modify and submit your CCV, a new confirmation will be generated. Make sure that you're using the last number, and that's what you will use to upload to your application. Once done, you can click Attach, and the Common CV upload page will appear. Note that the two systems are not connected, so you will be uploading a static copy. So make sure that it is finalized before you attach. And then you enter your latest CCV confirmation number and click Upload. And you will receive a message indicating that you have successfully uploaded your CCV to your application. It's important to verify that the appropriate version of your CCV has been uploaded by clicking on the View button. You are encouraged to save a copy for your records by clicking Export to PDF and saving a copy. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is your references. Each application is required to have 2 reference assessments. One assessment should be from a person who is familiar with your research and abilities, such as your current or past research supervisor. The second assessment should be from someone who is sufficiently familiar with your research and abilities. This can be from a faculty member or a past supervisor. Please note, no deadline extensions will be given to applicants who are unable to submit because of reference assessments that are missing. So you should choose your references very carefully and ensure that you communicate the deadlines to them so that it works with their schedules. You should also make sure that your references are able to speak highly of you, because their assessment can have a significant effect on your application. Reviewers look at these assessments very closely to look for information about you and your accomplishments. Your proposed supervisor cannot provide you with an assessment if you have not worked with them. So they're looking for people who you have done research work with, not just the potential to do research work with. On this screen, you're able to indicate the referee's information and check the status of your invitation to them. Make sure to invite your referees early. Give them ample opportunity to provide a meaningful assessment of your research work and abilities. The status of your request will be verified on this page. It will appear in the following sequence. So you will see invitation sent, yet not accepted, invitation accepted but not completed, and invitation accepted and completed. If it shows invitation declined, you must select another person as a reference. Be sure to follow up with your referees if they have not completed the online assessment. Many are busy with competing deadlines themselves, so providing them with a gentle reminder is a good idea. You will not be able to submit your application until these assessments have been completed and linked to your application. It's your responsibility to ensure your reference is complete and submit their assessments early enough to allow you time to submit your complete application to the research portal before the deadline. When asking your references, you can also ask them how they would like to receive the information. For example, some might like a copy of your CV so that they can assess and be reminded of the work that you have done. So we'll then have completed all the modules for your application, and the icons show as green check marks, and you'll be ready to submit. It's highly recommended that you save or print a copy of your application before you submit. We have some tips and suggestions to help you prepare for a successful application. Be clear and concise in your proposal. You have limited space to convey your message. You want to avoid your jargon and remember who your audience is. You want to avoid repetition. Avoid mentioning the same idea in multiple sections. By doing so, you're demonstrating your strong communication skills. Check your spelling and grammar. Have someone read your writing prior to submitting. Ask them to be critical and provide suggestions where necessary. Don't be shy about your accomplishments and achievements. make your application stand out. You've done a lot of work to get to the stage where you're applying for CGS-M, so make sure the reviewers understand why you would be a great candidate for it. You also want to make sure that you order your transcripts as soon as possible. For Brock students, you can order your transcripts via your student portal, and make sure that you provide copies of all post-secondary transcripts along with a copy of a legend. Reach out to your referees now. Ask them if they're willing and able to provide you with a meaningful assessment. Give them ample opportunity to complete the assessment, and don't be shy to send them a friendly reminder if their assessment is not complete. Notification of results will be posted on the research portal around April. Be sure to use the login and password you created when starting your application. If you're successful, you will be able to view your notice of award. Once you've accepted an offer, the other two universities are automatically declined in the system. You have 21 days to accept or decline your offer, but once you decide, you cannot change your mind. If your status is showing as alternate, it's important to continue checking. If a successful recipient decides to decline the reward, the university will award an alternate until the quota has been fulfilled. If you have any questions, your first point of contact should be the university in which you're currently in or will be registered and where you intend to apply to the graduate program. For Brock University, please contact the Faculty of Graduate Studies as the emails on this page. For general questions regarding the research portals, you can contact the appropriate agency listed here. So this concludes the presentation of the CGS-M scholarships. Thank you and best of luck.